हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम कर रहे हैं 17 से लेकर के 25 तक की करंट अफेयर्स। सबसे पहले है एल आई सी लॉन्च जन सुरक्षा एंड बीमा लक्ष्मी प्लान। दो लॉन्च करे हैं, पहला है जन सुरक्षा और दूसरा है बीमा लक्ष्मी। लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कॉरपोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया LIC के फुल फॉर्म हैज़ लॉन्च्ड टू न्यू प्लान्स, LIC जन सुरक्षा प्लान दैट caters to the lower income group people and LIC Bima Lakshmi plan exclusively for female. These are first two products that LIC has introduced in the new next gen GST when LIC and announced in a statement. LIC Jan Suraksha Plan is a life micro insurance plan. It is a non-linked individual savings insurance plan. The plan will benefit the family in case of the unfortunate death of the policyholder during the policy term, and a lump sum amount of the amount at the time of maturity for the surviving policyholder. Abhishek and Madana named ICC Players of the Month for September. Abhishek Sharma and Smriti Madana have won the ICC Player of the Month awards for men and women respectively after some fine efforts that helped edge out other strong contenders for September. Abhishek's superlative efforts in the Asia Cup 2020 tournament were lauded by fans and critics alike and reflect in the Player of the Month awards. The 25-year-old was named the player of the tournament and achieved the highest rating points ever in the ICC Men's T20 batting rankings during the Asia Cup, reaching the 931 at the end of the Super Force stage. He won ahead of teammate Kuldeep Yadav and Zimbabwe Brain Bennett. Index numbers of wholesale price in India for the month of September 2025, base year 2011-2012. The annual rate of inflation based on all India wholesale price index WPI number is 0.13% provisional for the month of September 2025 over September 2024. Positive rate of inflation in September 2025 is primarily due to increase in prices of manufacture of food products, other manufacturing, non-food articles, other transport equipment and textile, etc. The month-over-month change in WPI for the month of September 2025 stood at 0.19% as compared to August 2025. Primary articles weight 2020 22.62%. The index for this major group decreased by 1.05% from 191 provisional for the month of August 2025 to 189 provisional in September 2025. Price of food articles minus 1.38% and non-food articles minus 1.06% decreased in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. The price of minerals 1.36% and crude petroleum and natural gas 0.64% increased in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. Fuel and power weight 13.15%. The index for this major group decreased by 0.14% from 143.6 provisional for the month of August 2025 to 143.4 provisional in September 2025. The price of and mineral oils minus 0.54% and coal minus 15% decreased in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. The price of electricity 1.20% increased in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. The index for this major group decreased by 0.14% from 143.6 provisional for the month of August 2025 to 143.4 provisional in September 2025. The price of and mineral oils minus 0.54% and coal minus 0.15% decreased in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. The price of electricity 1.20% increase in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. Manufactured products 64.23%. The index for this major group increased by 0.21% from 144.9 provisional for the month of August 2025 to 145.2 provisional in September 2025. Out of the 22 NIC two-digit groups for manufactured products, 10 groups witnessed an increase in prices Six groups witnessed a decrease in prices and six groups witnessed no change in price. Some of the important groups that showed month-over-month increase in price were other manufacturing, food products, electrical equipment, textiles, and other non-metallic mineral products, etc. Some of the groups that witnessed a decrease in price were manufactured of rubber and plastic products, motor vehicles, tailors and semi-tailors, pharmaceuticals, medical, chemical, and botanical products, leather and related products, and printing and reproduction of recorded media, etc. in September 2025 as compared to August 2025. Medical, chemical, and biotechnical, botanical products, लेदर एंड रिलेटेड प्रोडक्ट्स ये रिपीट हो गया. चलो आगे बढ़ो. इसके बाद आ जाते हैं भारतीय एयरटेल पार्टनर्स विद IBM टू एक्सपेंड क्लाउड सर्विसेज. जो एयरटेल कंपनी है हमारी नेटवर्क की, उसने किसके साथ पार्टनरशिप करी है? IBM के साथ. क्यों? अपना जो क्लाउड सर्विस है उसको बढ़ाने के लिए. इंडिया सेकंड लार्जेस्ट, फर्स्ट लार्जेस्ट कौन है? जियो. टेलीकॉम ऑपरेटर भारती एयरटेल हैज़ पार्टनर्ड with IBM to offer the American tech firm services through its recently launched cloud platform. The company said has demand for computing capacity grows. Through this partnership, Airtel Cloud customers will be able to deploy IBM's offerings such as AI-ready servers for applications in regulated industries like banking, healthcare, government, and others. This comes just a day after Google said it would invest $15 billion over 5 years to set up an AI data center in India's southern state of Andhra Pradesh. Airtel is also parenting with Google to jointly establish the data center in the port city of Visakhapatnam. Bharti Airtel Digital Unit Xtelify unveiled its Airtel Cloud service in August. IBM and Airtel will also establish two new multi-zone regions or MZRs in Mumbai and Chennai soon, said Gopal Vittal, Vice Chairman and Managing Director of Bharti Airtel. Alliance appoints Ritu Arora as country head for India effective immediately. Alliance, a global leader in insurance and asset management, has appointed Ritu Arora as the country head for India effective immediately. Ritu Arora, who previously served as CEO and CIO of Alliance Investment Management in Asia Pacific and has an advisor to the Alliance SE board on India, will spearhead Alliance's growth strategy in the country. In her role as Asia CIO, she managed investment functions across 12 countries with assets under management totaling about $50 billion, significantly boosting investments in Indian public markets and private asset classes. In July 2025, Alliance and Jio Financial Services signed a binding agreement to form a 50-50 domestic reinsurance joint venture in India, also planning joint ventures in the general and life insurance sectors. Before joining Alliance, Ritu held leadership roles at major financial institutions and was a founding member of PNB MetLife and Canara HSBC Insurance, contributing to India's insurance industry since its deregulation in 2003. इसके बाद आ जाते हैं इंडिया ब्राज़ील जॉइंट डिक्लेरेशन फॉर deepening of Mercosur India trade agreement. On the occasion of their meeting in New Delhi on 16th October 2025, the Vice President of Brazil and Minister of Development and Industry, Trade and Services, Geraldo Alckmin, and the Minister of Commerce and Industry of India, Piyush Goyal, welcomed the interest of both India and the Mercosur member states in deepening their existing preferential trade agreement with a view to promoting trade and investment between the parties. PM Internship Scheme 8,700 join in round 1. The Prime Minister's Internship Scheme PMIS has a vision of creating 1 crore internship opportunities for the young people of our country over 5 years. It seeks to create a bridge between education and employment. The start of this ambitious program has been made has been made with the top 500 companies of the country. The first pilot saw an enthusiastic participation with over 1.27 lakh internship positions posted in round 1 and 1.8 lakh applicants applied. 82,000 offers were made, 28,000 offered plus offers accepted at the end. At the end of the process, around 8.7 thousand plus interns joined various organizations. Round second is ongoing right now with a much higher number of applications and positions. The Prime Minister Internship Scheme (PMIS) is a part of the Prime Minister's package of five schemes and initiatives to facilitate employment, skilling, and other opportunities for Indian youth over a 5-year period. PMIS is aimed towards youth aged 21 to 24 who are currently not enrolled in a full-time academic program or employment. It offers them a paid internship opportunity in the top companies across India. This scheme plans to offer over 1 crore internships over the next 5 years and is aimed at enhancing employability of Indian youth. The pilot phase of the scheme is currently underway. India and Australia strengthen energy cooperation through it the fifth India-Australia Energy Dialogue. India and Australia held the fifth meeting of the India-Australia Energy Dialogue today, 16th October 2025, in New Delhi. The meeting was co-chaired by Shri Manohar Lal, Honorable Minister for Power and Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, and Mr. Chris Bowen MP, Honourable Minister for Climate Change and Energy, Commonwealth Government of Australia. The Indian delegation, comprising Ministry of Power, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Ministry of Mines and Ministry of Coal, made detailed presentations on the progress achieved and future cooperation pathways under their respective joint working groups convened during the run-up to the fifth Energy Dialogue. The discussions covered aspects of global transition to net zero emissions, practical cooperation, and promoting dialogue in the field of energy efficiency and enabling technologies, recognizing the role of green hydrogen, reaffirming commitment to being reliable and trusted trading partners for energy resources. India elected as a co-chair of the Regional Committee of UNGGIM AP for 2025-2028 term. India represented by the Surveyor General of India, Shri Hitesh Kumar S. Makwana, IAS, has been elected to the prestigious position of co-chair of the Regional Committee of United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management for Asia and the Pacific (UNGGIM AP). The elections were conducted during the 14th plenary meeting of UNGGIM AP held from 24-26 September 2025 in Goyang, SI, Republic of Korea, hosted by the National Geographic Information Institute (NGII), Republic of Korea. The meeting brought together delegates from member states, technical experts, and observers to discuss issues relevant in geospatial information management across the Asia-Pacific region. Reports were represented by the executive board, working groups, and partner organizations on their progress and future plans. India's election as co-chair highlights growing leadership of India in the global geospatial arena and acknowledge its contribution in advancing innovation, capacity building, and regional collaboration. With the support of all member states of Asia-Pacific region, India looks forward to a productive 3-year term aligned with the UNGGIM strategic framework. About UNGGIM AP. The UNGGIM AP is one of the five regional committees of the United Nations Committee of Experts on Global Geospatial Information Management (UNGGIM), representing the national geospatial information agencies of 56 countries in Asia and the Pacific region. It works to maximize the economic, social, and environmental benefits of geospatial information through cooperation, capacity development, and shared solutions. UNGGIM is the apex intergovernmental mechanism for making joint decisions and setting directions with regard to the production availability. NMDC still becomes first in India to receive BIS license for hot rolled steel for welded steel pipe for pipeline transportation. NMDC Steel Limited (NSL), India's youngest and a state-of-the-art integrated steel plant, has achieved a historic milestone by becoming the first company in the country to receive an Indian standards IS license for hot rolled steel strip, sheet and plates for welded steel pipe for pipeline transportation systems. General requirements. The certification was presented by the Bureau of Indian Standards (BIS) during the World Standards Day 2025 celebration organized by BIS, Raipur at the Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Auditorium, Raipur. The award was received by Shri Amrit Nayan, Chief General Manager, Steel, NMDC Steel, from Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Shri Vishnu Dev Sai. The IS certification marks a significant benchmark for excellence in steel products designed for pipeline transportation systems in the petroleum and natural gas industry. It highlights NMDC Steel's focus on technological advancement, superior product quality, and sustainable manufacturing practices. EPFO revises PF withdrawal rule: 75% after job loss, rest after 12 months. The Employees Provident Fund Organization (EPFO) has revised the withdrawal timeline for members who lose lose their job, extending the full withdrawal eligibility period from 2 months to 12 months of unemployment. Fifth Khelo India University Games to be held across 7 cities in Rajasthan from November 2024. November 24. The fifth Khelo India University Games (KIUG) will be held in 7 cities of Rajasthan from November 24. The host cities are Jaipur, Ajmer, Udaipur, Jodhpur, Bikaner, Kota, and Bharatpur. The 12-day event will feature 23 medal sports and one demonstration sport, Kho-Kho, bringing together more than 5,000 university athletes from across the country. The medal sports this year include archery, athletes, badminton, basketball, boxing, fencing, football, hockey, judo, kabaddi, malakhamb, rugby, shooting, swimming, table tennis, tennis, volleyball, weightlifting, wrestling, yogasan, cycling, beach volleyball, swimming, and kayaking. Kho-Kho will be featured as the demonstration event. Notably, beach volleyball, canoeing, and kayaking and cycling are being introduced in the KIUG program for the first time. Saudi Arabia and Qatar qualify for 2026 FIFA World Cup. Saudi Arabia and Qatar Saudi Arabia and Qatar became the latest Asian teams to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Saudi Arabia drew 0-0 with Iraq in Jeddah, topping Group B in the Asian qualifiers. They aim to match or surpass their best performance, reaching the last 16 in the USA 1994. Qatar earned their spot by beating the United Arab Emirates 2-1 in Doha. Second half headers from Boualem Kohouki and Pedro Miguel, set up by Akram Afif, ensured victory. The UAE pulled one back late through Sultan Adil, but it was not enough. This will be Qatar's second consecutive World Cup appearance after a group stage exit in 2022. Paytm transfers offline merchant payments to PPSL to comply with RBI norms. The 97 Communications Limited, the parent company of Paytm, has approved the transfer of its offline merchant Paytm's business to its wholly owned subsidiary Paytm Payment Service Limited (PPSL) to comply with the Reserve Bank of India's guidelines for payment aggregators. The company said the proposed transfer will consolidate the group's online and the offline merchant payments business under PPSL, which has received in principle approval from the RBI to carry out a payment aggregator online businesses. The company said this will ensure that all payment aggregation activities are housed within one regulated entity and will build efficiency and synergy within the group. The offline merchant payments business includes merchants serviced through QR codes, Soundbox, EDC, machine payments. Since this is a transfer to a wholly owned subsidiary, it will not impact the financials of the company on the consolidated basis. The transfer is being undertaken to take steps to comply with the Reserve Bank of India's master directions on regulations of payment aggregators dated September 15, 2025, the filing said. ICG launched two fast patrol vessels, ICGC Ajit and ICG-S Aprajit. The Indian Coast Guard (ICG) marked a significant milestone in strengthening India's maritime security with the launch of two advanced fast patrol vessels (FPV) ICG ship Ajit and ICG-S Aprajit at Goa Shipyard Limited (GSL) on October 24, 2025. These vessels are the seventh and eighth in a series of eight indigenously built FPV being constructed by GSL for the ICG, designed and built entirely by GSL, and the FPV reflect the growing strength of India's indigenous shipbuilding capabilities. Measuring 52 meters in length and displacing 320 tons, these vessels are equipped with controllable pitch propellers (CPP), the first of their kind in this class in India, offering superior maneuverability. क्या मतलब है इस वर्ड का? कार्य साधकता
Maneuverability.
and propulsion efficiency. They are capable of multi-mission roles including fisheries protection, coastal patrol, anti-smuggling, anti-piracy and search and rescue operations, particularly around India's island territories and exclusive economic zone. Delivery of Mahe, first anti-submarine warfare shallow water craft built by CSL Kochi. Mahe, the first of eight anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft ASW-SWC being built by Cochin Shipyard Limited (CSL) Kochi, was delivered to Indian Navy on 23rd October 2025. Mahe, named after the historic port town in the Union Territory of Pondicherry, symbolizes India's rich maritime heritage. The vessel has been indigenously designed and constructed by CSL, reflecting India's growing self-reliance in naval shipbuilding. It is equipped for underwater surveillance, low-intensity maritime operations (LIMO), anti-submarine warfare (ASW) operations in coastal waters, and has advanced mine-laying capability. At approximately 78 meters, with a displacement of around 1,100 tons, the ship packs a punch in underwater warfare with torpedoes, multifunctional anti-submarine rockets, and advanced radars and sonars. The delivery of Mahe, with over 80% indigenous content, marks yet another milestone and reaffirms the Government of India's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Bharat International Rice Conference (BRIC) 2025 to position India's leadership in global rice supply chain. The Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India has announced that the Bharat International Rice Conference (BRIC) 2025 will be held at Bharat Mandapam, Pragati Maidan, New Delhi on 30th and 31st October 2025. India is one of the world's largest producer and exporter of rice, supplying to over 172 countries. Organized by the Indian Rice Exporters Federation (IREF), a national level body representing over 7,500 exporters and allied stakeholders across India, in collaboration with the Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority (APEDA), a statutory authority under the APEDA Act 1985, mandated with promoting exports of nearly 800 agri products India produced around 150 million tons of rice in 2024-25 from nearly 47 million hectares, accounting for about 28% of global output. Average yields have improved from 2.72 tons per hectare in 2014-15 to about 3.2 tons per hectare in 2025-25, driven by improved seed varieties, better ag- agronomic practices, and expanded irrigation coverage. इसके बाद आ जाते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया लॉन्च फर्स्ट नेशंस मिशन टू बूस्ट माइनिंग टाइज विद इंडिया. Australia will send its first ever First Nations business mission to India to strengthen trade and investment links between indigenous Australian enterprises and India's mining and renewable energy sectors. Under the mission, a delegation including 8 mining equipment, technology, and services companies, all of which are Australian First Nations owned, will visit India. Australian First Nations are Aboriginal people who represent one of the oldest continuous civilizations on Earth. They were Australia's first diplomats, traders, innovators, and knowledge holders. The business will explore partnership opportunities and showcase their expertise at India's largest mining conference, the International Mining Equipment and Minerals Exhibition. The mission, led by the Perth, US Centre and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Western Australia on behalf of the Australian Government, will take place from October 26 to 26 to November 23, 2025 across Mumbai October 26 to 28, New Delhi October 28 to 30 and Kolkata October 30 to November 2. Government expands NPS UPS options for central employees LC75 and BLC. In a move aimed at giving central government employees greater flexibility in retirement planning, the government has approved the extension of LC Lifecycle 75 and BLC Balanced Lifecycle Investment options under both the National Pension System (NPS) and the Unified Pension Scheme (UPS). The move is expected to offer employees more choice and control over their retirement savings. The glide path mechanism ensures that equity exposure gradually reduces with age 15% for LC75 and 35% for BLC by age 55, protecting investors from market volatility as they approach retirement. SEBI allows transfer of PMS business between portfolio managers. The Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) allowed the transfer of portfolio management services (PMS) business by one portfolio manager to another after seeking peer approval from the regulator. If the transferor and the transferee portfolio managers belong to different groups, they will have to make a joint application to SEBI for approval. UPI accounts for 85% of payment volumes. RBI's payment system report. Unified Payments Interface continued to drive India's digital payments ecosystem in the first half (H1) of 2025, accounting for 85% of total payment volumes, according to data from the Payment System Report released on Thursday by the Reserve Bank of India. In terms of value, UPI contributed just 9%, reflecting its dominance in small-ticket transactions. The value of UPI transactions surged from 10.79 billion in calendar year 2019 to 172.21 billion in 2024. Accounting for 85% of total payment volumes according to the data from the Payment System Report released on Thursday by the Reserve Bank of India. In terms of value, UPI contributed just 9%, reflecting its dominance in small ticket transactions. The volume of UPI transactions surged from 10.79 billion in calendar year 2019 to 172.21 billion in calendar year 2024. The total value of these transactions rose from 18.4 trillion rupees in calendar year 2019 to 246.8 trillion in 2024. In the H1 calendar year 2025, UPI transactions totaled 106.37 billion, amounting to 143.3 trillion. Meanwhile, the real-time gross settlement (RTGS) system, mainly used for high-value transfers, accounted for the largest share of transactions value at 69% but represented only 0.1% of overall volumes. With a minimum transaction threshold of rupees 2 lakh, RTGS remains the preferred mode for wholesale payments. RTGS transactions recorded a compounded annual growth rate of 13.7% in volume and 13.78% in value between 2021 and 2024-25, according to RBI data. 2024 transactions conducted outside business hours accounted for 19% of the total volume and 16% of the total value. Roughly 75% of customers' RTGS transactions fall within the rupees 2 lakh to 10 lakh range, indicating relatively lower ticket sizes. In contrast, interbank transactions are generally larger, with over half valued between 10 lakh and 22.5 crore. 325% returns on SGB 2017 to 18 Series 4 and RBI announced redemption date. Investors in sovereign gold bond SGB 2017-18 Series 4 are set for substantial gains as the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) has announced the final redemption price and date for the 8-year gold-linked government securities. RBI proposes to make use of UTI mandatory for OTC derivative transactions. The Reserve Bank of India proposed to make the use of Unique Transaction Identifier (UTI) mandatory for all over-the-counter derivative transactions by market participants effective April 1, 2026. Each UTI will be up to 52 characters long, comprising the legal entity identifier of the generating entity followed by a unique identifier. According to the draft circular released by the RBI, the UTI for OTC derivative transactions will be generated in line with the UTI technical guidance issued by the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures (CPMI) and the International Organizations of Securities Commission (IOSCO) in February 2017. The UTI will apply to all transactions in the OTC markets for rupee interest rate derivatives, forward contracts in government securities, foreign currency derivatives, foreign currency interest rate derivatives, and credit derivatives in India, according to the RBI's draft circular on UTIs for OTC derivative transactions. RBI stated that the UTI generating entity will be determined using a waterfall table where the responsibility for UTI generation is assigned for to the next entity in the waterfall if the identified entity is unable or unwilling to generate the UTI. Indian economy to grow 6.6% in 2025 despite US tariffs, projects IMF. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has predicted that India will continue to be one of the fastest growing emerging market and developing economies in 2025-26, growing at a rate of 6.6% according to the World Economic Outlook (WEO) report. India is set to outpace China, which is expected to grow at 4.8%. The IMF released its revised projection following the effects of US tariffs across various economies and the subsequent deals made between countries amid growing uncertainty. However, the IMF has lowered its 2026 projection to 6.2%, citing a potential fading of first quarter momentum. With the effects of tariffs lower than expected, the IMF projects global growth at 3.2% in 2025, while slowing to 3.1% in following year. Despite India's rapid growth, the IMF predicts global growth will slow from 3.3% in 2024 to 3.2% in 2026. Earlier in October, the IMF announced its revisions to forecast, projecting an upward growth to 6.6%. Reserve Bank of India launched its fourth global hackathon, HARB, in June 2025. A hackathon is an event organized to bring together people and entities for the development of innovative solutions for the existing challenges in specified areas through identified problem statements. Harbinger 2025 is centered around the theme Secure Banking Powered by Identity, Integrity, and Inclusivity. National Biodiversity Authority released 1.36 crore in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh in a strong demonstration of its commitment to fair and equitable sharing of benefits and conservation and sustainable use of biodiversity. The National Biodiversity Authority (NBA) has released 1.36 crore channeling the benefits of commercial use to local communities in Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. This significant financial injection will be delivered through state biodiversity boards of Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh to three biodiversity management committees: Shakarwadi village, Paltan Tolak, Satara district, Maharashtra; Kunjirwadi village, Haveli Taluk, Pune; and Kasganj area, Eta district, and Uttar Pradesh. Each BMC in those areas will receive an amount of rupees 45.50 lakhs. This action underscores the government's unwavering commitment to the principles of equity, sustainability, and conservation. The released amount represents a tangible assets and benefit sharing (ABS) payment after a commercial entity assessed microorganisms from soil and industrial effluent samples for producing facto-oligosaccharides products. These funds are salted for activities outlined under Section 44 of the Biological Diversity Act 2002 and relevant state biodiversity rules. This financial strategy highlights the NBA's proactive role in recognizing and rewarding local communities who stand as the essential custodians of India's rich biological heritage. By pushing occurred benefits back to the local level, the NBA strengthened India's model for an inclusive governance framework where conservation and community prosperity advance together. It also fulfills the National Biodiversity Target 13 of India's updated NB SAP 2024-2030, which aligns with Kunming Monetral Global Biodiversity Framework adopted at the COP15 of UN Convention on Biological Diversity (CBD). DPIIT signs MOU with Primus Partners Private Limited to strengthen the startup ecosystem. The Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade (DPIIT) Ministry of Commerce and Industry has signed a memorandum of understanding MOU with Primus Partners Private Limited to enhance collaboration towards strengthening India's startup and innovation ecosystem. The partnership seeks to enhance support for early stage and growth stage product startups through structured capacity building interventions, expert mentorship, market access initiatives, policy awareness drives, and facilitation of technology integration. DPIIT signs MOU with Kotak Mahindra Bank to enhance financial and non-financial support for startups across India. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade (DPIIT) under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India signed a memorandum of understanding MOU with Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited to enhance financial and non-financial support for startups across India. This strategic collaboration aims to create a comprehensive framework enabling startups to access customized banking solutions, credit and funding opportunities, digital and payment infrastructure, and capacity building programs. Under the MOU, Kotak Mahindra Bank will extend a range of dedicated offerings For DPIIT recognized startups including zero balance current accounts, working capital and term loans, API based banking platforms, digital payment solutions, and specialized startup cards. Shri Tarun Kumar Pitode takes charge as the new full-time member secretary of the Commission for Air Quality Management (CAQM). Tarun Kumar Pitode, an officer of the 2009 batch of the Indian Administrative Service (IAS) Madhya Pradesh cadre, has taken charge as the new full-time member secretary of the Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas (CAQM) with effect from 24 October 2025. Serving as the Joint Secretary in the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Pitode has now assumed the role of Member Secretary of the Commission. He has been appointed for an overall tenure of 5 years up to 8/9/2019 or until further orders whichever is earlier. Shri Padode IAS succeeds Shri Arvind Kumar Nautiyal IRSME 1992 in this key position. Banking laws. Key provisions relating to nomination under the Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 to come into effect from 1st November 2025. The key provisions relating to nomination under the Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 will come into effect from 1st November 2025. The Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 was notified on 15th April 2025. Gazette notification link attached below. It contains a total of 19 amendments across 5 legislations: the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934, Banking Regulation Act 1949, State Bank of India Act 1955, and Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertakings Act 1970 and 1980. 14th India-Bhutan Border Management and Security Meeting held in Thimphu. The 14th India-Bhutan Meeting on Border Management and Security was held in Thimphu, Bhutan from ordered 16/17/2025. The Indian delegation was led by Dr. Rajendra Kumar, Secretary, Department of Border Management, Ministry of Home Affairs, while the Bhutanese side was headed by Mr. Sonam Vengyal, Secretary, Ministry of Home Affairs. The Indian delegation included officials from the Sashastra Seema Bal, Land Ports Authority of India, Department of Telecommunications, Narcotics Control Bureau, Survey of India, Customs, and representatives from Assam, West Bengal, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. Both sides reviewed bilateral security cooperation and border management issues, including mobile signal spillover, future roadmap for integrated checkpost maintenance of boundary pillars, and cross-border movement. Discussions also covered capacity building for Bhutan's police. India re-elected as vice chairperson of COP10 Bureau, reaffirms commitment to clean sport. India actively participated in the 10th session of the Conference of Parties (COP10) to the International Convention Against Doping in Sport, held from 22 October 2025 at UNESCO headquarters, Paris. The meeting marked the 20th anniversary of the convention, which is the only legal binding international instrument committed to promoting integrity and eliminating doping in sport globally. During the proceedings, India was re-elected as the vice chairperson of the Bureau for the Asia Pacific Group 4 for the term 2025-27. Azerbaijan was elected chairperson of the COP10 bureaus. Brazil, Zambia, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia were also elected as vice chairs for their respective regional groups. Azerbaijan was elected chairperson of the COP10 bureau. Brazil, Zambia, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was also elected as vice chairs for their respective regional groups. The Indian delegation, comprising Shri Hari Ranjan Rao, Secretary Sports, and Shri Anand Kumar, Director General, National Anti-Doping Agency (NADA), engaged with delegates from over 190 states parties, alongside representatives of the African Union, International Olympic Committee, World Anti-Doping Agency (WADA), and the other international organizations. Piyush Pandey, father of India advertising, passed away. Advertising legend Piyush Pandey, who gave Indian advertising, its distinct character, passed away at the age of 70. Pandey redefined the way brands spoke to Indians. His work was deeply rooted in the soil of India, honest, human, witty, and evocative. From हर एक फ्रेंड जरूरी होता है टू फेविकॉल का मजबूत जोड़ और चलता रहे मेरा देश और मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा. Pandey's idea did not just sell products, they become part of the nation's cultural lexicon. Under Pandey's leadership, Ogilvy, India became the country's most award agency, influencing an entire generation of advertisers. He was the first Asian to chair the Cannes Lions jury and received prestigious honors including the Padma Shri and the 2024 LIA Legend Award. He also served as the Cannes first Asian jury president in 2004 and earned both the CLIO Lifetime Achievement Award and India's Padam Shri. Pandey received a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2010 from the Advertising Agency Association of India. Piyush Pandey won CLIO Lifetime Achievement Award for outstanding work and creative achievements in 2012. Five Maharashtra beaches receive prestigious international Blue Flag certification. Five beaches in Maharashtra have received the International Blue Flag certification. The list includes Srivardhan and Nagon beaches in Raigad district, Parnaka in Palghar, Guaghar and Ladagar beaches in Ratnagiri district. This information was district, Parnaka in Palghar and Guaghar and Ladghar beaches in Ratnagiri district. This information was announced by Maharashtra Women and Child Development Minister Aditi Tatkare. The Blue Flag certification is awarded by Denmark's Foundation for Environmental Education FEE to beaches that meet 33 criteria related to cleanliness, beauty and environmental sustainability. The evaluation covers aspects such as environmental education, water quality, safety, environmental management, and public amenities. India's drug watchdog launched digital tracker for cough syrup ingredients. India's drug regulator has launched a digital monitoring system so that officials can oversee production, movement, and quality of high-risk ingredients used in making these formulations. India's drug regulator has launched a digital monitoring system so that officials can oversee production, movement, and quality of high-risk ingredients used in making these formulations. In a directive issued to all state and union territory drug controllers, the Central Drug Standard Control Organization (CDSCO) announced the certain of digital monitoring system on the ONDLS (Online National Drug Licensing System) portal. The system will track the supply chain, quality, and testing of high-risk solvents that are frequently used in drug formulations, especially cough syrups. According to the circular, the list of high-risk solvents includes glycerin, propylene glycol, sorbitol, polyethylene glycol, hydrogenated starch hydroxylate, maltitol, ethyl alcohol, among others. Disarmament Week 24 to 30 October. In 1995, the General Assembly invited governments as well as NGOs to continue taking an active part in Disarmament Week Resolution 50/72B 12 December 1995 in order to promote a better understanding among the public of disarmament issues. Throughout history, countries have pursued disarmament to build a safer, more secure world and to protect people from harm. Since the foundation of the United Nations, disarmament and arms control have played a critical role in preventing and ending crisis and armed conflict. Global Media and Information Literacy Week 24 to 31 October. Global Media and Information Literacy Week is an annual event from October 24 to 31 that mobilizes stakeholders worldwide to review and celebrate progress towards media and information literacy for all. Theme Minds over AI, MIL in digital spaces. In 2021, the UN General Assembly decided to commemorate Media and Information Literacy MIL Week, citing the need for dissemination of factual, timely, targeted, clear, accessible, multilingual, and science based information. United Nations Day 2020, 24 October. United Nations Day on 24 October marks the anniversary of the entry into force in 1945 of the UN Charter, with the ratification of this founding documented by the majority of its signatories, including the five permanent members of the Security Council. The United Nations officially came into being. 2025 marks the UN's 80th anniversary. 80 year after its founding, the United Nations faced new challenges. The organization is working on ways to adapt and strengthen itself. With the Agenda 2030, the Pact for the Future, and the UN 80 initiative, the UN is looking to renew the foundations of international cooperation and to ensure that it can deliver for people everywhere. World Development Information Day 24 October. In 1972, the General Assembly established World Development Information Day to draw the attention of the world to development problems and the need to strengthen international cooperation to solve them. The Assembly decided that the date for the day should coincide with United Nations Day 24 October, which was also the date of the adoption in 1970 of the International Development Strategy for the second United Nations Development Decade. The launching of the first United Nations Development Decade in 1961 marked a major worldwide endeavor to give concrete substance to the solemn pledge. Since then, attempts have continued to adopt measures for that purpose. और इसी के साथ करंट अफेयर्स हो जाती है समाप्त।